Joining us today is new Dolphins defensive tackle Jonathan Harris. John, welcome in, man.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
Excited to be here. How's the weather treating you so far?
It's been beautiful. It's nice out here. I'm coming from Colorado, so
Yeah,
it's nice.
Yeah, a little bit nicer than that. How's the free agency process been for you? First time getting a chance to kind of do the whole, college recruiting style thing, right? Going looking at different teams. How's the process been for you?
It's been a blessing, first and foremost, just to have the options, but I think I made the right decision, and I'm really happy to be here in Miami.
What makes you the happiest to be on here? We had the NFLPA survey came out like a month ago or so that talked about how the Dolphins ranked very highly in training room, weight room, staff, the kitchen, all the stuff was high class. Was that part of your decision making here to come to Miami?
It definitely added to it. It was a huge plus, and obviously I didn't know much about the facility before I got here, but it's beautiful, and everyone's been great, so makes me feel a lot better about my decision.
Yeah, we came from Davie over here. We like the new digs a lot better than what we saw what we were doing in Davie. I always love reading about players' paths and journeys to the NFL, and you go from UDFA with minimal snaps played on defense and just keep increasing your play time over the last couple of years to 500 plus snaps a year ago. I imagine there's quite a grind that goes into that. I'm just curious to get your perspective on that process, what you learned from it 4 years after the fact.
Yeah, a lot of patience, a lot of work, behind the scenes, but it's all paid off, and I was blessed to play all 17 games last year, and it felt good, and I'm ready to do that again this year.
When you talk about playing all 17 games, how different was that compared to previous years where you're trying to kind of make your mark, right? Get yourself into the lineup?
Yeah, well, before I was just elevated off P squad. If guys got beat up, I would, step into the roles, but it was nice having a role and, being able to prepare each and every week to go out and play. So it was definitely an adjustment, but I was lucky to have that opportunity.
And that kind of culminates in your first career sack last year, right? How gratifying was that moment to get that quarterback down?
It felt really good. It felt like it had been forever. I'm hoping to get a whole lot more this year, but it felt really good to get that.
How'd you react afterward? I didn't get a chance to see it. Was it like a celebration that you did after the fact?
Not really. Honestly, it was a scramble. I didn't know that he had lost right. Stroud. So I didn't even really have a celebration ready.
That's funny. Yeah, I think you'll probably find some guys around here. I don't know if you've seen Tyreek on Hard Knocks and stuff, but they choreograph some celebrations around here a little bit. Yeah. Might have to up your game. Is there something you might go to there?
I definitely have to work on that.
For sure. So I saw you played so many positions across the defensive line in your career, from backside 1, shade, to 3 technique, got to the 5. What would you say is the key to your versatility on the defensive line?
Really just understanding the assignment, and then just I've had experience on at all those positions, and I feel like in this league, the more you can do, the better. So especially in my position, because I've just been fighting to get on the field the last few years. So showing that I could play more than one position has really helped me.
Have you had a chance to meet Coach Weaver yet?
I have.
What did your first impressions of him?
The entire defensive staff is amazing. And, I could tell how much, even just from meeting them today, how much they love football and how much they want to win. And I'm excited to be part of that.
We can hear Austin Clark up at the top of the bleachers every day at training camp getting after you guys. So you're going to get coached pretty hard up there on the defensive line. Yeah. But, talk about coming into an ideal spot for a defensive lineman. Coach Weaver has a bunch of experience on the D-line. Austin Clark, he was part of rooms that had really productive defensive linemen. Do you think about that? Was that part of the decision coming here with all the expertise we have on the defensive line?
Yeah, it was definitely part of the decision, and I hope to be one of those guys soon. But also, I love the culture here and the direction of the team, and I'm really excited to be here.
So last season you did play against the Dolphins. You talk about your first yeah, I know. We're going to go there, though, because I'm just curious, because from that game, I'm sure you gleaned a little bit about what the Dolphins were all about. What did you learn about Miami in that Week 3 game last year?
Explosive offense. But I think that just speaking to Denver, I think we figured out a lot about ourselves after that game as well. The great coaches, so they exposed a lot of our weaknesses, and we figured a lot of things out, and I feel like we kind of turned things around after that game too.
How about you personally? Because obviously that's something you take on the chin. This is a league where you kind of learn about yourself, right? McDaniel always says you either win or you learn about yourself. What did you learn about yourself in that game?
I learned a lot as a defense. As a defense, we learned a lot, and I kind of took that tape personally and really learned a lot from it, just watching the technique and just looking to get better going into the next week, and I felt like I did that.